What Kyle Busch just did with Joe Gibbs will shock everyone. When someone has lived in a comfortable area for a very long time, change can be very challenging. Exactly the same thing occurred to Kyle Busch when he was forced to switch from Joe Gibbs Racing to Richard Childress Racing. Also, even while some drivers still have solid ties to their prior teams, one has to wonder if Kyle Busch and JGR would have a similar dynamic starting in 2023. And so, what Kyle Busch just did with Joe Gibbs has shocked everyone. Well, let's find out. Hello NASCAR fam, and welcome back to NASCAR Live. But before we begin, subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. And let's begin. Each race and each season present a different challenge to all drivers. For Kyle Busch, however, 2022 was just another year. For the former Joe Gibbs Racing driver, it was expected to be one of his most challenging seasons, and he'll want to make amends immediately. For more than 20 years, Busch has competed in the Cup Series. Everyone is aware of the fact that he has competed in more than 600 races and has won 2 championships. Everyone's also aware that he hasn't always been the driver with the most backing over the years. Although the driver's Rowdy Nation support following is active and devoted, they also face a substantial amount of opposition. Busch has, however, developed the ability to tune out all that noise throughout the years of racing. The Richard Childress Racing driver is getting ready for his team debut after a season filled with difficulties. Although he may have left JGR, his critics have followed him and will go with him wherever he goes. However, he is fully aware of what to do in that circumstance. Just that was evident in his most recent Instagram photo. The post with the message, "If you know, you know," appears to be a response to all the naysayers. In the Cup Series, Busch most certainly has the talent to win. How well-equipped RCR is to support himself will only become clear with time. For his detractors, the acrimonious split between JGR and Busch might have been a joy to savor, but it wasn't a comfortable situation for the driver. He did succeed in moving past that. However, what about Denny Hamlin? Hamlin's worked with JGR for a considerable amount of time, just like Busch. In actuality, he was a member of the group before Busch arrived. But with only a year left on his deal, concerns about his future have begun to surface. In a recent interview, Hamlin stated,
I'm confident that, as long as I'm racing, I want to be with JGR and they want to be with me. Certainly, I think that these talks are going to be ongoing for a few months.
Fans were reminded of how assured Busch was at the beginning of 2022, and the lines didn't give them any solace. The outcome, however, wasn't what he had anticipated. Even while Hamlin might not admit it out loud, the prolonged nature of the negotiations means that he might be treading dangerously thin. Considerably longer than 2023, do you think? Anyway, it appears that Busch is no longer following Joe Gibbs Racing on social media, which is unfortunate. Therefore, it would seem that there is some ill will between the club and the 2-time Cup Series champion. Admittedly, he left after a protracted battle that began when his longtime sponsor M&M's made the decision to stop supporting the sport. Since then, they have given numerous promises that they are developing a new agreement. Sadly, it never materialized, and RCR was keen to sign him. Is Kyle Busch following anyone associated with JGR? In fact, Joe Gibbs Racing is still connected to the twice victorious Cup Series driver in certain ways. He actually has Ty Gibbs, a recent addition to JGR, as an Instagram follower. In effect, Gibbs is the driver who took Busch's job on the team, but Kyle Busch had nothing bad to say about the youngster. He exclusively follows Gibbs on Instagram, and Gibbs is the only Toyota employee. Surprisingly, Kyle Busch continues to follow M&M's, his previous sponsor, on social media. The driver seems to be prepared to start a new chapter with RCR at this point. Gibbs, meanwhile, is prepared to begin his NASCAR Cup Series career in earnest. Can Ty Gibbs fill the enormous shoes left by Kyle Busch at Joe Gibbs Racing? And can Kyle Busch lead Richard Childress Racing to victory lane? What do you think? Let us know in the comment box. And as we promised in our last episode, we continue to find out this season's field of Cup Series racers and teams. We have shown number 1 through number 15 in the previous episode, and now let's see the rest. Number 16, AJ Allmendinger, Colleague Racing Chevrolet, Crew Chief Matt Swiderski. A.J. Allmendinger assumed complete control of Kaulig Racing's number 16 in 2023 after dominating the Xfinity Series and making appearances in Cup races. Allmendinger will compete in the Cup full-time for the first time since 2018. Number 17, Chris Buescher, RFK Racing Ford, crew chief Scott Graves. After driving RFK Racing's expansion in 2022, Chris Buescher begins the 2023 season in good shape. In addition to achieving a career-high 3 top 5 and 10 top 10 results, Buescher ended a 6-year winless streak at Bristol in September. Number 19, Martin Truex Jr., Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota, crew chief James Small. Despite the fact that he was the focus of retirement rumors in the middle of the previous season, Martin Truex Jr. is going back to Joe Gibbs Racing. The 43-year-old Truex, it will be in his 18th complete season. Number 20, Christopher Bell, Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota, crew chief Adam Stevens. Christopher Bell had a breakthrough year in 2022, scoring 3 victories, including 2 crucial finishes in playoff elimination races that let him go all the way to the Championship 4 before finishing 3rd in the overall standings. Veteran crew chief Adam Stevens was a key component of that race, and the two will team together once more in 2023. Number 21, Harrison Burton, Wood Brothers Racing Ford, crew chief Brian Wilson. For a second season, Harrison Burton will be the driver of the storied number 21 owned by the Wood Brothers. When Burton finished 3rd in Indianapolis, one of his many flashes during the first season. Number 22, Joey Logano, Team Penske Ford, crew chief Paul Wolfe. Now that Joey Logano has won his 2nd Cup Series championship, he will aim to become the only active full-time driver to win a 3rd Cup championship in 2023. Since Tony Stewart won it in 2011, Logano aims to become the first driver to capture a 3rd. Number 23, Bubba Wallace, 2311 Racing Toyota, crew chief Booty Barker. After switching to the number 45 in the playoffs of the previous season to earn owner's points, Bubba Wallace and his team are back to wearing the number 23. Wallace won his 2nd race of his career in September at Kansas thanks to the number alteration. Number 24, William Byron, Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet, crew chief Rudy Fugle. With 2 victories in the first 8 races of 2022, William Byron got off to a great start. However, even though Byron went on to finish a career-best 6th in the championship standings, his early success would subsequently wane. The goal for Byron and crew leader Rudy Fugle in 2023 is to find and maintain a similar level of success. Number 31, Justin Haley, Kaulig Racing Chevrolet, crew chief Trent Owens. In 2022, Justin Haley was ruthlessly consistent, finishing inside the top 20 and adding 3 top 5 results to his resume. With Trent Owens, a seasoned crew chief, now again in charge, Haley has the potential to be a breakout candidate for 2023. Number 34, Michael McDowell, Front Row Motorsports Ford, crew chief Travis Peterson. The 2022 campaign was the best of Michael McDowell's career, but it might have lost him his crew chief Blake Harris, who left for Hendrick Motorsports. McDowell won the 2021 Daytona 500. In the pit box for McDowell, Travis Peterson replaces Harris. Number 38, Todd Gilliland, Front Row Motorsports Ford, crew chief Ryan Burgundy. After Seth Barber was promoted to Front Row Motorsports Technical Director, Todd Gilliland will compete in his 2nd Cup season with a new crew chief. Assisting Gilliland as crew chief is Ryan Burgundy, formerly the vehicle chief of the number 34 team. Number 41, Ryan Preece, Stewart-Haas Racing Ford, crew chief Chad Johnston. In 2023, Ryan Preece will take over as the number 41 driver for Stewart-Haas, taking over for Cole Custer, who has been demoted to the Xfinity Series. Chad Johnston, a seasoned professional, is now working as the number 41's crew chief. Number 42, Noah Gragson, Legacy Motor Club Chevrolet, crew chief Luke Lambert. The Xfinity Series champion Noah Gragson will transition to the Cup Series in 2023 as a contender for Rookie of the Year and the new driver of the Petty number 42 for Legacy Motor Club, adding to his history. Luke Lambert, who takes over as the team's crew leader, will bring them back together. Number 43, Eric Jones, Legacy Motor Club Chevrolet, crew chief Dave Elands. Eric Jones makes a comeback in 2023 after winning the Southern 500 and having one of the best seasons a Petty number 43 driver has ever had. He still has Dave Elands as his crew leader. Number 45, Tyler Reddick, 2311 Racing Toyota, crew chief Billy Scott. In place of Kurt Busch, whose full-time Cup career ended last season as a result of a concussion sustained in a crash at Pocono, Tyler Reddick joins 23XI Racing 1 year sooner than was initially planned. Reddick won 3 races for Richard Childress Racing in 2023, which was a breakthrough season for him. Number 47, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., JTG Doherty Racing Chevrolet, crew chief Mike Kelly. After agreeing to a multi-year contract extension midway through the previous season, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is back with JTG Doherty for a 4th season. As Brian Patty's replacement for the number 47 team's crew chief, Mike Kelly will bring them back together. Number 48, Alex Bowman, Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet, crew chief Blake Harris. Greg Ives' departure from the number 48 team at the end of the 2022 season means that Alex Bowman will have a new crew chief for this season. Blake Harris will take over after improving Front Row Motorsports and Michael McDowell's performance. Harris joins Hendrick. Number 51, Cody Ware, Rick Ware Racing Ford, crew chief Billy Plorty. For the race team owned by his family, Cody Ware will continue to operate the number 51. In a 2022 season marked by some high spots, none greater than a 6th place finish at Daytona in August, Ware showed improvement as a driver. Number 54, Ty Gibbs, Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota, crew chief Chris Gale. Ty Gibbs replaced Kyle Busch as the driver of the number 18 team, which will now run under Gibbs' own number 54. Gibbs is the 2022 Xfinity Series winner and Joe Gibbs' grandson. Gibbs is followed by Chris Gale from the Xfinity Series to lead his Rookie of the Year campaign. Number 77, Ty Dillon, Spire Motorsports Chevrolet, crew chief Kevin Bellancourt. Ty Dillon joined Spire Motorsports as the new driver of the number 77 squad in 2022 after competing with Petty GMS. Given that the number 77 has been piloted by several drivers over the past few seasons, the younger Dillon sibling provides a calming aura. Number 78, BJ McLeod and Josh Bilicki, Live Fast Motorsports Chevrolet, crew chief David Ingram. For the 2023 season, Live Fast Motorsports will run with Chevrolet. Josh Bilicki will join the team on a part-time basis, and David Ingram will take over as crew chief. For the majority of the season, team co-owner BJ McLeod is anticipated to keep driving this vehicle. And last but not least, as a full-time driver, number 99, Daniel Suarez, Trackhouse Racing Chevrolet, crew chief Travis Mack. Following a significant role both played in Trackhouse's breakthrough year in 2022, Daniel Suarez and Travis Mack will be partnered together once more in 2023. The pinnacle of Suarez's Cup career was his first career victory at Sonoma in June, which made it by far the best year of his Cup career. And that ends today's episode. We sincerely hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see even more of our incredible videos.